guys, my name is Quori-Tyler, aka QT, aka Books with QT, and in today's video I am finally finishing book series I'm in the middle of. I have a lot of series that I start and have not finished, mostly because I think I'm the type of person that just doesn't like things to end. I don't like to say goodbye to my favorite characters, my favorite books. So I have a lot of series that I love. I have nothing against them. I think the endings are going to be great. But I think with us being in the new year, it's time for me to finally finish up some of these series. That way I can move on to other series and be in the middle of those for months. Okay. But yeah, this will just be like a cute little reading vlog. Let's go over the series that I'm in the middle of. I will say there are more series I'm in the middle of, but I chose these four because they're the four I'm most excited to get finished. We can do a part 2 of this video if you guys really like it. So up first is the Natural series by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. It's a YA mystery thriller where these young adults are put into this FBI program where basically they're high school students that are like really skilled, very smart. Some are really good with numbers, some are really good at telling when people are lying, and they help the FBI solve cases. And then there's one single case that kind of is going through all of these books. Will say I just finished, oh, I have these not in the right order, but I just finished All In, which is the penultimate book, and the ending of All In was so crazy. I have a reading vlog where I read and talked about all my thoughts on that, so go watch that. But the last book we have is Bad Blood, and oh, I've been anticipating this book since we started this series. This has been a 5-star series for me so far. Truly like not a bad book in the bunch. And I hear that this one is just absolutely insane. And I'm just hoping that I get what I want. So that's the first series, the Natural series. Then we have a series that we're all kind of in the middle of because I don't think it's finished yet, but I read Wild Love by Elsie Silver about 2 months ago. Ate it up. I think I'm gonna like this Rosehill series more than I liked her Chestnut Spring series, and I loved that one, so that's saying a lot. But the second book is out, Wild Eyes, and I've heard mixed reviews about whether or not people like this, but I like this whole environment we're in, so I am excited to get to this one. The third one, it's like a green one. I'll put it on the screen right here. It's coming out in 2025 in the spring, so I want to get these done. That way I'm ready to read that one when it comes out. Then we have another little duology. I read Divine Rivals in the summer of 2024, and I'm excited to get to Ruthless Vows. This was one of my favorite books that I read last year. A YA fantasy book that's kind of based in history, but not like our actual history. I talk about this book a lot in other videos and in my wrap up of 2024, my favorite books that I've read, all of that stuff, so I won't get too in the weeds about it. The ending of this one was also crazy, so I need to see what happens in Ruthless Vows. Just with everything, the angst that we have in this one and just wanting our two main characters to come together, I feel like we could possibly get in this one finally, so I'm excited for Ruthless Vows. And I think this is just a duology. I don't think there's any other books coming out in this series, so once I finish this, we will be done with this series. And then last but not least is truly my baby. I feel like these books are my children. The Once Upon a Broken Heart series by Stephanie Garber. I mean, if you followed me for the last month, you know that this series is literally, I want it etched inside my soul. I'm so obsessed with it. Another fantasy series, and I really feel like I'm in my fantasy era right now. Like I am just trying to get in all of the fantasy that I can. Whenever I'm reading any other book, I'm like, I need to get back to a fantasy next. I read Once Upon a Broken Heart and The Ballad of Never After a month ago, and now I'm just left with The Curse of True Love, the last and final book in this trilogy, and I'm really sad because I absolutely love and adore Jax and Evangeline, and it's just gonna be sad to see this one end. I definitely think I will cry because I cried during these 2 books, so I can only imagine what this one is about to do to me, but I think it's time. I think it's time to have this story in my heart. Okay, it's gonna be hard to hold them all, but these are not all the books that I want to get done in this video, but these are all the series that I want to finish. So it's gonna be 4 books in this vlog. I hope you guys enjoy it, and let's just start reading. So I read 100 pages yesterday, and like towards the end of the 100 pages, Jax came back, and I've just never been more excited to see a character. I honestly feel like Jax might be my favorite male character that I've ever read. I truly think that. It's just crazy the things that I feel towards this character that is not a real person. But that's where I'm at. Apollo is wild, Jax forever. But I'm so curious how this is all gonna play out. But I'm 118 pages in, so let's get back to reading. 227 pages into A Curse for True Love. I don't know why I haven't been using a bookmark. I'm just using the sleeve to show me where I'm at. But I'm a little bit past halfway now, and I'm just, every page that I turn, I get even more sad because I know that we're just coming to an end of my absolute favorite series. This book is 3 different perspectives. We have Evangeline, Apollo, and Jax, and we don't get a lot of the Jax perspective in here, but it makes it so much better when we do get to one of his chapters, because it's like, oh my gosh, I just want more and more and more. And I feel like we're really getting to a point where dots are gonna start to connect for Evangeline. I'm not gonna say much past that, because if you haven't read the first 2 books, then you won't really understand what I'm talking about, or I don't wanna give anything away, but I'm just like absolutely obsessed with this book. That's my little update for now. I'm gonna continue reading it, and then we'll start our next series. That's all I got for you. Okay, hi guys. I finished A Curse for True Love. Okay, I absolutely ate up Curse for True Love. I gave it a 5 stars because, I mean, the whole series is just a 5-star series for me. I can't believe I found a new fantasy series that I love, maybe even more than, no, I can't say more than ACOTAR, but I definitely love it at least equally to ACOTAR. If you read The Ballad of Never After, it ends on a big cliffhanger, and then the first, like, I want to say like 25% of Curse for True Love is us like figuring out what happens after that cliffhanger, and I was scared that that part was going to last too long. I don't want to give away what happens, but I was scared that that was going to last too long, but it didn't. Things got back to normal. I don't know what I can say. That part didn't last too long, and we got back to like a more normal plot story kind of vibes after like the 30% mark, I'd say. And I just love all the characters in that book. And even the point of view that I didn't really like, because that point of view was like the evil one, I still enjoyed reading. The ending was so cool. I'm happy that we tied up this story with a nice little bow. It's really cool finishing a series that's like completely finished from the author's perspective, because there's no cliffhanger at the end of this one. It was just like a nice bow put on top of it. But I have heard rumors that Stephanie Garber is planning to expand that world and write more in the series, but maybe other people's stories, and I'd be really interested in that. Specifically Lala. I like this one character, Lala, and I would love to see her story play out, and I feel like we were kind of getting set up for that anyway, so I can see that being true. Okay, and then yesterday, I started Wild Eyes by Elsie Silver. I was just feeling like I needed to get out of the fantasy genre, so I wanted to do like contemporary romance, and I've been loving cowboy romances, so normally I don't like, so in this book the trope is like, what is it called? Celebrity? I don't know, there's like a celebrity in this, and usually I don't love that trope because it just feels like I don't know the celebrity, so I don't know how to explain it, but I don't usually love when there's like a celebrity in a book. But so far I'm liking our celebrity in this one. She's one of our main characters, and I think it's good. I really think I'm going to like Weston, I guess. What do you call him, West, I think? I don't know. I think I'm really gonna like West. He seems like a really good dad. If you don't know, this whole series is single dad trope. So he's a single dad to 2 kids, and I will say that I feel like the 2 kids are kind of like getting in the way a little bit for me. Like, we're focusing a little bit too much on their storyline, and they're cute so far, but I'm just hoping that we don't get too wrapped up into that, because I can see that maybe annoying me a little bit. And that's really it. I think I'm gonna listen to a little bit of Wild Eyes while I work. That way I can get through it a little bit and then pick it up and read it a little bit later today. All right, that sounds like a plan. Let's go do it. Okay guys, a few days after the last clip, I honestly don't even remember what the last clip was, but I know I was reading Wild Wild Eyes, and I have since finished this book and moved on to my next read. This one I gave a 4-star. I had to sit on what my ratings for this would be for a few days, but I think I'm sitting at a solid 4-star. I'm still loving this world, loving the series. I feel like this story I didn't connect to as much as in Wild Love. I really loved our two main characters in that one, and I thought their banter and everything was super fun. This one I thought was a very, very wholesome story. Oh yeah, we had 2 kids in this one, and I thought that was interesting, especially towards the beginning of the book. We were too into like what was going on with the kids and not enough about the relationship between our two main characters. So it was a little distracting at times for me personally, but overall, really liked this one. Then last night, I picked up Bad Blood, which is the last book in the Natural series. I'm so excited to finally get to this one. I'm already 100 pages in. I'm on page 113. And this book just flies by. This series just flies by. When you're reading the books, you get so engaged in it, and it's just so interesting. You're like trying to figure out what's going on, and there's all these like plot twists and stuff going on throughout the whole book, so it's really fun to read. But we also get that found family. There's consistency throughout the characters and their storylines, which is fun, but then also getting the craziness of whatever cases they are solving at the time. And then after I finish this, I only have one more book for this video, Divine Rivals, and then I will be caught up on not all the series I'm in the middle of, but most of them, and like the ones that I've really been wanting to finish or get to. So very exciting things. I'm going to continue I'm going to continue reading Bad Blood and update you guys when I have something to update you about.
Like you like me too. We can take it slow, make sure we do this right. Canceled all my plans to be with you tonight.
Guys, I have like 120 pages left of this book, and I have to be honest, like I'm growing a little bit bored of it. We just got to a very exciting part. It was like the climax of everything, like the thing that we wanted to happen. I love Iris and Roman together, so cute. I'm glad we got that moment, but now it's getting to the part where it's like mundane, lots of war stuff, and like it's not, and the thing is, it's not even like super action-packed war things. It's like leading up to something that's gonna be crazy, but you know, the leading up to is a little bit treacherous to get through. That's where we are right now. Like everyone's just like walking through woods and trying to figure stuff out. I couldn't even tell you. So just wanted to update you. Period, Roman. He said simply put. Sorry, I'm not okay. I'm not okay. Hello, girly twirlies. We have a bit to discuss. We've made it to the end of the video. Congratulations to me. I finished the 4 series I set out to finish in this video, and I'm very excited about that. I feel like I'm starting off the new year on a nice clean slate. I'm a little upset because I've been filming this video over the course of the last few weeks, and I won't lie, I've been a little bit inconsistent about like which memory cards have been in the camera when I'm filming this video versus other videos. I'm filming a lot right now, which is exciting for you guys because a lot more content is coming out. But for me, things kind of got lost in the sauce. I won't say a lot of footage, but I definitely lost some clips of me reading Bad Blood and also starting Ruthless Vows. I have like the most random clips that you guys already just saw of me reading these two things. So first was Bad Blood. I finished this last week and it lived up to every single hype. I don't know how people do not give this book a 5 stars. I think it was absolutely incredible. Our main character, Cassie, she's so strong and such a good female main character to follow. completely obsessed and in love with her. What she had to do in this book, I think, is probably the hardest thing you can ever ask anyone to do, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. But cannot believe, absolutely insane. I think Jennifer Lynn Barnes, something might be wrong because I don't even know how she came up with that in her head. And that's it. The series is ended for me now. I like how it ended. I like where Cassie has gone afterwards. I will say, I thought this book was really big, and then all of a sudden I was at the end of it and I still had like 100 pages left in the book because there is a whole novella at the end of this book. This whole thing is not a part of Bad Blood. It's just its own novella, which I did not read, but I do plan on reading it. I might read it like today or tomorrow or something. I'm not sure, but I wanted to move on to the next book. That's why I didn't read it right away. But it was a nice little surprise because I was like, oh my gosh, I still have 100 pages left. And then the book just ended and I was like, oh, I kind of like those vibes. And then the last book I read for this video is Ruthless Vows. And I started this book like 3 days ago. And then 2 days ago, I did a 24-hour reading challenge, which I'm very excited to edit. I finished that and that's going to come out soon in a few days on my channel. But this was the first book that I finished reading technically for that challenge. But I thoroughly enjoyed this one. I gave it a 4-star. The cliffhanger we're left on after Divine Rivals just leaves you at a place where you don't know what's going to happen between Rowan and Iris. Like, you're just very unsure and it's really sad. There's a war going on. So, you know, with war comes a lot of devastation. And I will say this book was extremely devastating. In this book, there's these magical typewriters where Rowan and Iris are able to write to each other. And that comes into play in such a unique way in this book, which was really fun to read. The moments where we got Iris and Roman together just filled my heart with so much joy. These two people were truly made for each other like no others. And seeing how Iris becomes such a big player in the war, where in the first book she's a little bit more like meek, I won't say shy, but she just, you know, she doesn't have really anything to do with the war other than her writing articles about it. And then in this one, she becomes such an important, pivotal part of it. And it just, oh my gosh, seeing her journey from kind of being a nobody to being an everybody, like the talk of the town by the end of this book, was really fun. I loved seeing her journey, and I'm kind of sad that this story is over for these two characters. So these are the 4 books that I got to read in this video. I enjoyed, honestly, all of them. I had no bad time reading any of them. So if you yourself are in the middle of any of these series and need encouragement to get to the end, this is your encouragement. Every single one of these books was so worth it. That's really all I have for you. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm sorry it wasn't as long as I intended for it to be. I really thought this was going to be like over 20-minute video, and it's looking like it's probably not. Don't worry, more vlogs are coming. Let me know what other kind of reading content you want to see in the comments below. And like I said, 24-hour reading challenge is coming so soon to your YouTube screens. So I'll see you in that video. Bye guys. Mwah.